Hi there, Gemini ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, I certainly appreciate both your viewership as well as your subscriptions. Okay, so what I like to do is just to engage you in a slightly different discussion, reading, um, unlike what I've been customarily posting. What I'm going to do today is just to give you a past life reading. And in this reading, ladies and gentlemen, I'm certainly going to help you to understand the negative attributes that you might be still, to which you might be still clinging from a previous lifetime, and one well worth learning about and simply letting God and letting go here. So this reading will certainly help you, ladies and gentlemen, heal old fears and to, of course, once again, to trace negative patterns by just simply tracing the origins or from which they've come. Okay? So we're going to go on and get started here. I'm going to just go on and just shuffle up here. And we're going to start off with just conveying to you an overarching theme. And from there, I'll provide you with additional information here. Okay? So let's just shuffle up and just ask Spirit. What lessons, Spirit, are Gemini's learning from a previous lifetime? And again, we're going to start off with the overarching theme, and certainly I'd like to welcome any newcomers who have come aboard. Okay, thanks a lot. And for those of you who have kind of been with me for some time now, I certainly appreciate both your viewership as well as your subscriptions. With that said, we're just going to go on and just dive right on deeply, ladies and gentlemen, into this reading and to see what it is, whatever it is that Spirit would like to share with us in the way of past life experiences, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? So let's start off with your overarching theme as indicated here. We're going to select a card here. We have scribe or writer. So these are over these this theme is gonna come up time and time again, or you may find, Gemini, that this theme has been coming up over and over and over and over numerous times because it kind of wants you to move forward with action here. It looks like that many of you um, have a very, very, very fervent desire to become writers or simply to become authors. And it's more than likely that in one of your lifetimes you were a writer or an author. And you know that being so or becoming one required a lot of discipline, self discipline, which now you can certainly call forth in this life because I'm feeling that you guys are, in fact, scribers or writers. And you've been contemplating writing scripts or just doing something, writing a book or whatnot for some time now, or just doing something creative involving communication of writing, okay? And you've been picking it up, putting it down, picking it up, putting it down, picking it up, putting it down. It's time to simply stop procrastinating and to call forth what it is that you want. And because your dream certainly is just right around the corner. And of course, perseverance, of course, is key. But it's time to take action. It's time to kind of get moving here that I'm kind of getting here with this card. The Spirit really, really wants you, ladies and gentlemen, to consider, as you move forward here. Okay? Let's go on and just select another card here to just see what lifetime might have triggered this occurrence here. We have monk or nun. Interesting. Okay. So that's telling me up front that this certainly shows that you previously also lived a life committed to um, pure spiritual devotion, I'm getting. And you might find that you're doing something spiritual in this life, or you want to attempt to do something spiritually inclined in this life, to include but not limited to counseling others, you know, as well as other things here. But this card certainly shows you, ladies and gentlemen, working on really severing, because of this being a monk or a nun there. It shows that some of you were, in fact, a monk or a nun here, but it looks like that you made vows that you didn't really want to be doing at that time. Doing, or you're paying for it somehow, I'm kind of getting. And hence, this is why you've been experiencing the adversity that you've been enduring here, because you've taken a vow. Some of you a vow of chastity, you know. Understand that certainly success follows adversities or adversity. And it's time that you rid yourself of self destructive behavior patterns here that Spirit would like you to consider doing here. Okay? Now let's go on and just draw another card here, and just to and that card there, you know, it kind of, it tells me what your current situation is, more about what your current situation is. And now we're going to just, you know, just take a step back here and just look at the lifetime, ladies and gentlemen, that kind of triggered, you know, what you're kind of experiencing now as well. So we have the spouse card. So you should know that something romantically has certainly, in fact, you know, triggered the situation that you guys are kind of going through at this moment here. And with having that card there, you know, it's quite interesting. And of course, that card involves a spouse, perhaps that with whom many of you, you've had several lifetimes with, and it's more than likely that you are or have been with someone that you previously had a lifetime with. And it's probably more than likely someone, ladies and gentlemen, that you also had a lot of struggles, a lot of conflicts here, and someone that you really couldn't see eye to eye on matters most of the time here. Okay? So with that card being that card is what kind of triggered your situation here. What that's telling me is that I kind of feel that a lot of you at this time, you are seriously contemplating a marriage or a serious commitment in this lifetime. You know, or it could be something that you're thinking about that happened in a former life. And I feel that many of you, you are, in fact, you're going to meet someone new, or you're going to improve an existing situation. But if you do meet someone new, you're going to feel an instant attraction, okay? Because, again, you've known this person before, okay? And the person is going to give you that soulmate feeling that you felt once before. Keep in mind, Gemini, if this reading is resonating, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Share it with others to whom you think might benefit, and be sure to press that's this description button so that each and every one of you receives future readings. And so let's pull another card here. We have often, and of course, is this card is what it is. You know, this card is all about abandonment here, and some of you might even have a fear of abandonment, and that might be also a reason why it's kind of difficult for you to get close to someone here. And it looks like you were, for some of you, you were an orphan in a prior life. But I feel that having gone through this experience, it gave you so much inner strength, or you had so much inner strength during this time period. So Spirit is really asking that you inject that strength into your current situation and know that you're being supported. And to try not to isolate yourself too much more, too much longer here. All right. So with that said, Geminis, this is your reading. I certainly hope that has offered food for thought. Be sure to like and share, subscribe if you've yet to subscribe, and should anyone wishes to have a more personalized reading, you can certainly access my website to schedule and or to purchase. Thanks so much for your time, and I certainly will be back with posting more readings for you. Have a blessed day.